I came in. He said, "Oh, I better go. It's time for Ram to come in." Anyway, it's a great blessing for me to be here with you on this Zoom Sunday service. And Chandra, she will share where she's coming from.
Yeah, I'm newer with Ananda. I came in 2021. I haven't lived all over the world like Ram with Ananda centers, but I have visited many in the U.S. and I support him musically and in the practice, and it's a joy to be with you. And so we're going to go over to my little piano now. Well, my it's a beautiful piano, actually. Nice, but
You won't be able to see the piano, but because we have the background from our Master celebration of Mahasamadhi celebration from yesterday, and we'd like everyone to sing along on the refrain, O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways.
can you all hear the piano well?
Yes, we can.
O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. The time has come for us to see that there's but one reality upon the earth and high above, the truth that all was made from love. A love that calls to us to fly above the hills, above the sky, above the storms, above the pain. A land where peace and laughter reign. Everyone sing. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Guide all our hopes and all our dreams, past every glow that only seems, into the light, the inner sun, into the truth that we're all one. Help us to find in every hour, in every thought, in every flower, a joy that spans eternity, the truth that makes us ever free. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our way. So we're going to come away from the piano now, back to our original positions here at Ananda Village. We're at our home here at Vanadeva Sanctuary, and this is a very special weekend with Masters Mahasamadhi and Swami Sri Yukteswar's Mahasamadhi, just 2 days apart. It's quite significant. They were, as Swami Kriyananda told us, they were like twin souls. They were soulmates. And in past lives, when Paramahansa Yogananda was William the Conqueror, he had an advisor, and his name was Archbishop Longfranc. They were both devout Roman Catholics. Well, you got to meditate on that one for a bit. Both of them were very devout Roman Catholics, and William the Conqueror, who founded the oldest government, the British monarchy in the world today, and Archbishop Longfranc, Sri Yukteswar, his spiritual advisor. And William would go into battle to unite the island, the kingdom there, uniting the different factions under his rule. And he would go into Mass, and he would take the Holy Eucharist every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning in Mass. And with the power of the Holy Spirit, and with the blood and the body of Jesus Christ in him, he would go out and united the kingdom, which we call Great Britain today. And it's quite significant. Yogananda, when he was sent to the West by Swami Sri Yukteswar, Yukteswarji said to him, everyone that you meet will become your friends. You have very good karma, and you're destined to bring the science of Kriya Yoga to the West. And this is how we have come on this path, and why we're gathered together today here at Ananda Dallas and Ananda communities around the world. As Jesus writes in the Bible, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. The Christ consciousness is the universal intelligence of God in creation. It was not just manifest in the man Jesus. It was not just manifest in the Krishna, in Jagadava, the Krishna. That consciousness is also manifested in you. And this weekend is so very special because it's Master's Mahasamadhi and Swami Sri Yukteswar's Mahasamadhi is our Mahasamadhi. It's our destiny as children of God to become one with that reality. And at the time of our passing, as Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, if you haven't attained the highest consciousness in me, if you haven't attained that consciousness through your daily practice of Kriya Yoga, you will be propelled to seek God in your next incarnation. We're actually preparing ourselves even in this moment, in coming together. You making the effort to turn on your computers, those of you who are at home. I see Pushpendra, my dear friend, and Arati, wonderful Mike Wolverton. It's wonderful to see you both. And it takes energy, willpower. As Master says, my whole teaching is based on willpower. The greater the will, the greater the flow of energy. The greater the flow of energy, the greater the magnetism, which draws to us not only material success in our daily lives, but also drawing the magnetism of that universal consciousness, the Christ consciousness that dwells in us right now, in the spiritual eye, in the Kustasta Chaitanya. At the point between the eyebrows, we concentrate there. I've been meditating more consciously there. Master says there's the pineal gland, that physical part of your brain. That pineal gland is the spiritual eye, and it will open up once we decalcify it. I've been consciously practicing Kriya, consciously trying to open up that spiritual eye. And on the Facebook, they've been advertising a particular Ayurvedic herb that I've been taking recently. They say This will help you to decalcify the spiritual eye. Now, I've never heard masters say anything about this Ayurvedic herb, but I've been experimenting with it, and it helps you to open the spiritual eye for conscious dreaming and so forth. And I've been working with it it's called Haritaki. Haritaki. It's a part of the churna that many of you are familiar with, that has a malaki, haritaki, and another Ayurvedic herb, amala. And my wife, she takes that. It's a combination. It's triphala. Everybody knows that. But the haritaki especially, which is designed to help us to open our spiritual eye. And recently, my spiritual eye was open, and I found this letter from Master, and I want to we have short 10-minute talks, Chandra and I, today. I'm talking about Master's Mahasamadhi, and she's going to be talking about Swami Sri Yukteswar's Mahasamadhi. And this letter came to me, and it was written by Master, dated November 13th, 1951. It's a very interesting time that Master wrote this letter to this disciple in India. His name is K.S. Balani is his name, and someone posted this on the internet, on Facebook the other day, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect letter to share with our friends in Dallas. I had never seen it before, and Mr. Balani lives in Pune. And it's interesting that that's where our Ananda Sangha headquarters is in India right now, is Pune. And so Master writes to him on November the 13th, and just 5 months before his Mahasamadhi. I received your letter written October the 17th, and thank you for writing to me about your difficulties. I'm going to make certain comments as I read the letter. Imagine yourself with the difficulties that this devotee has. We all have our difficulties. Do not be discouraged by them, but realize for many lives you have been used to following habits of whims of the mind, and now, when you are trying to bring the mind under your control, it is naturally rebels against such discipline. Most devotees undergo this experience to a lesser or greater degree, so it is nothing to worry about. The important factor is to keep on trying to be better yourself. I think that's the most important point in this letter. Keep trying to become better yourself. No one can do this for you. For you must whip your mind into submission through the constant application of willpower. There it is, that willpower. The greater the will, the greater the flow of energy to change yourself. No one can change you. Only you can change yourself by God's grace. Remember that you are a child of God, created in His divine image. These weaknesses which you have put on do not belong to you. You must be strong and conquer them one by one if you would know God. It's important for us to understand that we are that reality. Tat Tvam Masi, thou art that. This is a part of the ancient Vedic scripture. The memory as Smriti, as Patanjali called it, divine memory. We are already there, folks. We are already there, friends. All we have to do is, as Master said, increase our knowing. We don't have to pray that it come to us. We just need to increase our knowing. And this is what Master recommends. At the same time, be not discouraged when you fall, but lift yourself up again and again out of your mental lethargy by longer and deeper meditation. Now this is the key in Master's poem, that poem that he wrote in autobiography, Samadhi. And Swamiji would often say it's the greatest poem that he ever read in the English language because it gives the mysteries of our being. Samadhi is our birthright. And so Master says, longer and deeper, by thirsty, longer, deeper, Guru-given meditation comes this celestial Samadhi. Now the letter continues, if you apply the teachings as given in the printed lessons or as taught through Ananda Sangha, every day you will see yourself change. Do not expect to change all at once, but by continuous effort and faith in God. Change will take place. Above all, love the Father. In spite of your weaknesses, love his unconditionally and mentally surrender yourself to him. In him, you will find the fulfillment of all longings. Start right now, doing little service for others in your family, in your community. In small ways, feel that you are serving God in them. And should you fall in trying to lift yourself, get up and try again. Never allow yourself to feel discouraged. Please, give Kriya only to those members of your family who are deeply interested and whom you feel will daily use it. God bless you and your family. My prayers will be with you, each of you. Very sincerely yours, Paramahansa Yogananda. Now that's a little twist at the end. We haven't heard that before, that we give Kriya. But Master is seeing into this soul of this devotee and realizes that he's sincere, that he needs to transmit that vibration of Kriya to those close family members who are sincere. And I think that's a true advice for everyone. I might get in trouble for saying that because we take the vow during the Kriya Yoga initiation, and Master gave the same vow publicly. But here he is talking to this devotee in India, and he's saying, if you find someone in your personal family who is sincere, who may not want to come to the church, give them the Kriya directly. This is a great day for you and for me and for all devotees of Paramahansa Yogananda, his Mahasamadhi Day. And now Chandra will talk about Sri Yukteswar's Mahasamadhi.
Yes, it's this photo in the background that we're using today was from the altar yesterday evening, celebrating the Mahasamadhi of Yogananda at the Temple of Light at Ananda Village. It was there you can see it better. It was very beautiful altar. And tomorrow is Sri Yukteswar's Mahasamadhi, and it brought to mind the book, The Holy Science, that he wrote in 1894. And it's a long book, an arduous book, I understand. I haven't read the whole thing, but the prologue that he writes is very worth reading if you haven't read the whole thing. To look at, he explains why he wrote it, that, that Babaji asked him to write it. And his effort is to explain the unity of all religions, that there is no difference in the truths. And he explains as a part of that the yugas and what's going on in the world at the time that he wrote it. But everything he's writing there is applicable to everything going on in the world now with the yugas. And there was Kali Yuga, which in the Greek tradition was called the Dark Ages. They have the same system in the Greek of the cycle of 1,000-year cycles of life. And how we're into a Para Yuga now, the age of energy, and we are still in transition from that dark age time, and we can see that we are birthing something new, and there we are going through the birth pains and the joys of something new. And Sri Yukteswar explains that part of what he writes about is that all creatures are seeking existence, consciousness, and bliss. And that's a part of everything going on too. And I could really feel that when I walked out in the garden today, especially in the birds. They're seeking their existence, searching for the food, and their consciousness they're sharing, and the bliss they're sharing the bliss out there. And it's a beautiful image to keep. And Sri Yukteswar explains methods for obtaining these goals of existence, consciousness, and bliss. And of course, it's meditation, but on the positive, meditation on the positive, offering everything to God and living your life in service to God. And and in thinking about these times and everything going on, and I look to the writings of the masters and see how applicable they are and how much guidance they can give us. And one thing that every evening I read a little bit from Whispers from Eternity, Paramahansa's book. That was, he said that he said after he goes, everyone, this is your book. He's to go to. And anyway, the poem, I opened a page randomly usually, and what opened was My India, which is really interesting. That's the poem he read at the time of his Mahasamadhi. And it's interesting that the book should open to it right when we're going to be doing a talk right after his Mahasamadhi. So I don't want to read you the whole poem because it's very long, but I want to read you a few excerpts from the poem. And so it starts out, not where the musk of happiness blows, not in lands where darkness and fears never tread, not in homes where unceasing smiles reign, nor in heaven, nor prosperous lands would I be born. If once more I must assume a mortal garb, 1,000 famines may rack my body, waste my flesh and leave me prostrate, yet I would be born again in Hindustan. And then a little later he writes, is this love of mine a blind sentiment? Spurning reason's guidance? Far from it. I love India because it was there I first learned to love God and all things beautiful. And then going on a little bit later, he says, invasions have swept over India's wasted lands. Boastful conquerors have strutted their proud victories. Scoffing at all they saw, they commanded abject homage. Yet, has the soul of India been unconquered by any tyrant? Her independent soul has stood firm. Never will she lose her inner freedom. And that's why I'm choosing to read this today. It's because he talks later too about how India the borders aren't limited to that geographical area. It extends to the whole world, and it's in each one of us also. And he's saying we will never lose, regardless of anything going on, we will never lose our inner freedom. We can stand firm. And India is the test of that, because it is the oldest country, the oldest culture that has survived through centuries, that is still existing at this time. I'm going back to reading now. saying her defending soldiers are her saints and rishis who routed ignorance with calm wisdom, universal understanding, and ever clear perception of the truth. The posturing puppets sent by foreign governments to impose new ways of action, thought, belief, marauders bearing hatred, prejudice, and country's pride, could never weaken the inspiration God implanted in her soil, inspiring ever a vision of oneness. And going on, say, now loudly blow your conches all. India soon will launch a new return invasion. Its weapons will consist of kindness, truth, and love. That's for all of us in this time. Our, if you want to call them weapons, kindness, truth, and love are our strength. And I'm going back to reading. Its ancient wisdom will amaze the West, the whole world. Better I love thee, O my India, than heaven or Arcadia. And thy love I will share with every brother nation that accepts my offering. God made the earth, but man made its confining countries with their fancy frozen boundaries. Love, however, imported from infinity, will inspire equally all true souls everywhere. My India's borderland embraces the whole world. Hail, thou mother of religions, lotus, scenic beauties, and great sages. Thy doors are open wide to welcome God's true sons from every corner of the earth. Where Ganges woods, Himalayan caves, and men dream God, I am hallowed, my body touched, that sod. And with that word, sod, is when Master released his body.
We'd like to close with a song that it's a song of world peace. These are the words of Masters put to lyrics, and we're going to move to the piano again, and we'll close with this song, Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony. And then we'll sing that 3 times, and then 2 times, Lord, fill me with peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Chandra will play on the piano, and we'll conclude our session with you all with this song.
So sing along with us, and I'll open it in you. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony in this world.
Lord, fill me with peace and harmony, peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Fill this world together. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Fill this world. Lord, fill me with peace and harmony, peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill me with peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill me fill me with peace and harmony. Peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill me with peace and harmony. Peace and harmony, Lord, fill me. Lord, fill me with peace and harmony. Peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Lord, fill me with peace and harmony. Peace and harmony, Lord, fill me. Let's take a moment, close our eyes, and feel the presence of God, Christ, and the Masters on this sacred occasion of the Mahasamadhi of Paramahansa Yogananda and Swami Sri Yukteswar. Feel their blessing in your heart. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om Tat Sat. So, will you guys have a few minutes to interact with the group here and online? Take questions or comments?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. That was just so perfect, of course, with the Mahasamadhis and with the music. We just so appreciate the music, and happen to know the dates you're coming are July 31st, August 1st and 2nd, approximately that weekend. So y'all, listen to my Texas accent, y'all save the date.
To see y'all out there. You come on out now, yeah?
You hear? Okay, so we have a microphone here in the room. Maybe we could put that in the middle. Anybody want to speak to Chandra and Ram or question? Put them on the spot. Ask a question, a hard question. And anybody online, you can just unmute yourself and also speak.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
Maitri.
Chandra.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
We'll see you guys in a little while live. But
Yeah.
my request is, I remember last night during the Mahasamadhi celebration, they sang God, God, God. Well, there's nobody that can sing God, God, God like you. You really channel
Yes.
that one. So I'm hoping that before you leave the Zoom today, maybe you would do that for the group. That would be really special.
Sure.
That's my request, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I second that.
That's my only comment. Good to see everybody. Stay strong.
We are. Hi, Pushpendra and RT.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Sophia.
Hello.
Hi, good to
Namaste.
see you, Pushpendra.
Good to see you, Ramachandra. Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, wonderful to see you both.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
yeah.
see you.
Nice to see you too. And thank you so much.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you in July, at the end of
Yes,
July.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be there.
So they are living in Amarillo, correct?
Yes, we are living in Amarillo.
Okay.
But every now and again they come to Dallas for special events.
Very good. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Is that far? Is that a far distance?
Like a 5.5 hours drive, depending on how fast you want to go. In Texas, you can go really fast compared to the rest of the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the highways are really good. The speed limit is 75, and it's very rare to find anybody going below 70. Yeah, usually, so people go at all speeds. Yeah,
5.5 is the quick route. It usually takes some of us 6 hours. It's a ways.
yeah, you can go as slow as you want.
Okay, anyone in this room? So I'm going to put out there then, can, I've had the blessing, and maybe one or two other people, to see where you guys are living, Ram and Chandra. It's an amazing home with a lot of land. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. The architect who built this place, it's Vanadeva Sanctuary. That's the sanctuary of the Devas, the forest Devas. And when you were out here, Mike, did you make it out here, Mike, to see our place? You saw our place, Mike, right?
Mike, you're muted.
And I did too. I was there for a concert.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there too. So it was so wonderful. And thank you for welcoming everybody to go out there and to visit with you. And I really enjoyed my time. I also would mention that I did have a question is about the Chandra, you mentioned about that meditating on the positive, which sounds like a real simple thing. But I just think it's good when we intuit in the expanding after we've done our meditation techniques and all, and we're expanding to just that's where the uplifting, positive feelings, the calm feelings, where we can. For me, it's not even a filter anymore to keep the negative feelings. At that point, it's so beautiful. But I appreciated what you said, Chandra, about the positive feelings that for me, they just come right in so beautifully when it's time to do the expanding and meditating.
That's beautiful that you should bring that up, Mike. I happen to be in the middle of that meditation course. I've been meditating for 30 years, but I'm in the middle of that meditation teacher training with Gayandep. And the topic we were talking about in our course yesterday on Zoom with people from all over the world was the expansion stage. and that it can be very difficult for people to some new meditators or some days it may be difficult to really be in the light, depending on what's going on with us or where we are with our meditation practice. So we were looking at what can we do to, when we go into that expansion state, we're not doing our kriyas or our hangsa anymore, and the mind gets restless. What do we do? And so to bring it back, and so it was beautiful because we were talking about that we could go into mental chanting of any, but like the reveal thyself. That Supriya started with. That was a beautiful one, and to just stay over and over in your mind, and eventually let it go and go back to the just being in with the attention at the point between the eyebrows. But and then for other people, it was visualization was more something that was more meaningful. Doing visualizations, maybe someplace calm that's very calming and light filled for them. Visualizing that, and just having that vision in holding that in the light, and then praying for others is another thing that I've heard many times, like when we do the 8-hour meditations and we get, there's so much opportunity to be present and for the mind to wander. And so that to bring into that expansion state, praying for others, which brings to mind, I'd really like to pray for Yudhishthira. I don't know how many of you knew Yudhishthira from Palo Alto. Yeah, he made his transition yesterday evening. He passed on. Mom, can you lead us in a prayer for Yudhishthira?
And maybe for the soul of Alex Forrester as well.
Yeah, actually, exactly, because the place that we're living in is the architect who built it, Alex Forrester, passed away just a few days ago as well. And the question that was about the place that we live is a Vastu creation by Alex Forrester. The Vastu is a system based on the ancient Vedic tradition of architecture that he studied for 6 years. And he and his wife, Devadasi, are featured in the film that everyone should have seen, the Finding Happiness film. And they have a part in that film where they show the house in which we live. And they lived here for over 15 years. We've been living here for 3 years, and since we got married. And so we'd like to do a special prayer for Yudhishthira. We're presently in the Brahmastan, the center of God in this house. And so we'll do the prayer.
And before you start, just so people who don't know Yudhishthira, he was a teacher in the Palo Alto community in California.
And Yudhishthira went by the name of Doug Andrews. And Doug Andrews, for many years, at least 20 years, headed up the Ananda Center in Santa Cruz in the little town outside of Santa Cruz. I forget the name of the town.
It's called Scotts Valley.
Yeah.
And under Scotts Valley,
Yeah.
Scotts Valley.
Yeah.
Scotts Valley, yeah, Scotts Valley. So let's do a prayer for the ascension of these two great souls. You know, we've come to this path of self-realization for our own liberation and the liberation of all sentient beings. And let's pray for their liberation. Divine Mother,
Divine
Thou art
Mother,
omnipresent.
Thou art omnipresent.
Thou art in all thy children.
Thou art in all thy children.
Thou art within us.
Thou art within us.
Manifest thy healing light
Manifest
thy healing light
within each of us,
within each of us,
and make us channels of light
and make us channels of light
for the liberation of Yudhishthira
for the liberation of Yudhishthira
and for Alex Forrester.
and Alex Forrester.
May they feel our love,
May they feel our love,
propelling them
propelling them
into cosmic consciousness.
into cosmic consciousness.
Let's rub our hands together, chanting Om. We're on this journey of eternity, and we have lifetime after lifetime. It's an infinite journey, but it's always best that we awaken to our highest potential as children of God, to become one with the Christ, one with the Krishna, and to live our lives in that consciousness of liberation. As Paramahansa Yogananda lived as an avatar, as Swami Kriyananda lived and found his liberation in this incarnation. May we live this incarnation to the fullest propelling ourselves for our own liberation in this life or in some future life. Other questions?
Okay, we have one here in the temple. Just put the mic in the middle, please. Yeah. So this is Mallory. She's been on this path with us a long time.
Thank you.
Oh, careful.
Ram, I remember when you were here in Dallas. I've met you
Yeah.
then. And Chandra, it's great to meet you. This
Just
is
hold it for now.
I'll just hold it. Well, I just, if you have any tips on focusing on the positive, I've always been interested in politics and the news, and I really try to now not look at it even. It's everywhere, and so I think meditating more and longer is what I need, and I'm so grateful to have Kriya because it dispels negativity. It just, Master dissolves, Christ, they dissolve the negativity. So I guess I still have, because I'm interested in the news, always have been. It's a little hard for me to refocus on the spiritual. So I'm very grateful for the leaders in the world, the spiritual leaders in the world that are coming forth and speaking. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, we're living in interesting times. It's no question about it, and it's good to be kept informed of what's going on in the world.
It's falling.
But it's very important for us to realize that if being over-informed takes us down, then we need to practice longer and deeper meditation. We should all be meditating at least one day a week, take a 3-hour meditation so that you can practice longer and deeper meditation. You know, make it a vow in your life to at least practice one day a week, a 3-hour meditation, a time where you can meditate and practice 108 kriyas or more. You know, in Autobiography of a Yogi, there's Master talks about practicing kriya in increments of 12, and you know, it's longer, deeper, thirsty, guru-given meditation comes this celestial samadhi. And as that samadhi comes, the veils of what's going on are lifted. You begin to understand that the world must be purified. Everyone is on their journey. It's a journey of eternity. There is no death. Arjuna was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra with Krishna. And he said, how can I fight? These are my relatives. These are people that I live with, my cousins. How can I kill them? And he threw down his bow. And Krishna said, oh, Arjuna, are you going to be known as a coward? You must fight. You must fight this battle. It was a real battle. It wasn't just a fairy tale. It was a real battle. And Yogananda debated with Mahatma Gandhi ji in 1935 in Wardha in India. Master arrived in India in Bombay, and he immediately took the train to see Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji wanted initiation into Kriya Yoga, the Kriya Yoga of Lahiri Mahashai. And they debated, what if there is a tiger in the village? And the tiger is eating the people of the village. What would you do? Paramahansa asked Gandhiji this. He said, I'll let the tiger eat me first. And he said, that's very noble, Mahatma Ji, but what will that do when the tiger continues to eat? You have to, Master said, you have to stand up. And Master had the power when the gunman came to kill him in New York City after giving a talk, and he was naming the mafiosis who were taking advantage of people in the city of New York. The gunman came and said, why do you talk against those people that way? And Master's response was, God doesn't like his rich children taking advantage of his poor children. He looked at him and he said, you don't like the way you are living as an assassin. I demand that Satan come out of you. And the reality of what's happening now is it's a battle. And Swamiji would often say, there's a battle in the astral world between the demons and the angels. And this is a manifestation of what's going on our planet today. These demons and angels have been we are the angels. And we have to fight the battle with our practice of Kriya Yoga. And as Chandra was saying, expanding our consciousness to influence everyone. Even those demons who come to kill us, who we see in the news Master said Satan is nothing more than a test of God. That's a hard thing to look at. But we're looking at the pedophilia that's been going on, these Epstein files that's going on. All this is a network of satanic influence on our planet. And we bow down to the people who have all the money. But it doesn't mean that they're self-realized. Chains of gold still bind, Paramahansa Ji said. And it's up to us as Kriya Yogis to be warriors of the light. And we have to pray and expand our God consciousness and our love for God to embrace everyone. Even those who, as it says in the Festival of Light, even those who have sinned most greatly. Jesus was in the Sanhedrin court in Jerusalem, and it was a horrible thing. They could not accept him he was a blasphemer. You call yourself the Son of God. And he says, isn't it written in your scriptures that ye too are gods? And so that closed-minded mentality of materialism is binding us today. And it has to be eradicated. And we are a part of the light that must bring this light out into the world to say we are all children of God. God chooses him who chooses the infinite Lord. There is no exclusivity. We are the chosen ones. Everyone is a child of God on this planet. And that Christ consciousness is there to awaken us all. And no religion can claim exclusivity because there's only one religion, and that's your personal relationship with God, one-on-one. The 8 billion people on this planet have their own personal religion. And the forms of religion are there to help us to expand. If they don't help us to expand, then things have to evolve and change. And so, anyway, that's my thought on that. Chandra wants to say some things.
Yeah, and the meditation on the positive. What I think is meant by that isn't to meditate on necessarily something pleasant versus unpleasant. I mean, after all, Master lived through 2 world wars, and he tells us stories in meditation how he would find himself transported into the battlefield and seeing what's going on firsthand. I think when it's saying meditation on the positive, it's saying on the truth principles, on transcending it to that divine level, meditating on the divine, giving it all to God. And it's not ignoring what we may feel is negative and only looking at what we feel is pleasant. It's taking the middle road and giving it all to God, as Ron was just saying so beautifully, about letting God run the show for you, and not letting fear take over for you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very encouraging. Thanks.
Yeah. Lovely, lovely response. Thank you both on that. So there's something written in the chat box. Is that a question? We cannot see it.
There's 3. It says the Easter retreat is the perfect time to let go of the news and dive deep. Don't miss the opportunity.
The Maitri mark.
Oh, it's a commercial. Beautiful spiritual commercial.
It's not
Yeah,
a
still-
commercial, it's a suggestion.
Where 2 or
about how
3 are
you
gathered
know
in my name, there I am in the midst of them.
There you go. Now we
Go
still
ahead,
have a
Mark.
few rooms open. Yep. No, thank you, Mark and Maitri, for that. Very,
That
very
was my
good.
entry, but I think she's. I think the point is great.
Yeah.
Take the opportunity to go deep, where you can remove yourself from the negativity of the world, and be a channel of light.
Absolutely. Thank you. And will you both be with us for that retreat, or
Yes.
just Maitri? Yes, okay. You know, that's an incentive. We're going to start, if it's an absolute, we're going to tell people that you are both coming back to Texas for a little
I don't know
while
if
and
that's
for
an
the
incentive
retreat.
or not, but
I think it is. I'll make that call. It is, for sure. Thank you. Okay, last chance. Anyone else have anything to share, say, comment, or ask a question? Because it's 12 o'clock, Dallas time, and Regina, yes? Yes. Okay, this is Regina coming to the mic here. This is going to be the last question now, or comment.
Blessings. I've been raised spiritual, meditative, and I have struggled my whole life and not exactly sure. I've learned much in my early childhood, and I still have severe struggles. I have given my whole life to the world, to my parents, and been the best teacher I could possibly be. I don't understand that as much as I do for this world, this universe, and people, and everyone, and I meditate hours, days, 7 days, fasted, you just name it. I've done everything and reached to the highest potential of meditation. Life, I don't understand. How do we unfold from these programmings? Is it programs? What is it that even we reach the stage of enlightenment, that how do we rise above? And there are days that you can move and you can do and be the best you can be. And then there are those days that you're diagnosed with things and then they disappear. And this is my whole life, you know. And I've searched out many religions. I've traveled all over the world. I even went to Gandhi's place in India. I mean, I've done so much at such a young age. And today, it was just a month ago. I mean, I've been diagnosed with all kinds of stuff, and then it disappears. It doesn't exist. But to be where I'm at, I struggle. Because there are days that I can see and I can do, and then there are days that I can't do, and I just lay there. I take care of my mother. I take care of my siblings. I take care of those that need me. And I still want to be a full service to whoever come forth. And I do help everyone. I just like, I don't know which way, what to do. I like to rise above this situation, this condition that I seem to be challenged by.
Okay. Can you respond to that for us?
The thought that comes to mind is what Jesus said, those who are my followers must pick up their cross and follow me. And the way of the cross is carrying, our karma and offering it up constantly. You know, we're all on this journey of eternity, and everyone are at different levels of realization, and the body goes through changes. It burns up. It burns up karma, and karma manifests in disease and in different ways, accidents, disease, and but it's a constant self-offering. Not my will, Lord, but thy will be done, was Jesus's words on the cross. And it's, Yogananda at the end of his life, he would have the disciples carry him up the stairs. Sometimes they would, this one instance where he was getting into his car and he was being placed in the car because his legs weren't operating. He was taking on the karma of others. This is something that is that happens. Swami Kriyananda, from the time he was a child, he was having one ailment after the other. They sent him away to go to school in Switzerland because he was ill in Romania, and one illness after the other. Even when I knew him, it was just one thing after the other. And he was on a certain level taking on the karma of other people. And an easy life is not a victorious life. And service is the divine law. Because once we have the right attitude of service, it's God sharing with God. This is the nature of the drama. And we are gradually awakening to that realization is not my will, Lord, thy will be done. And it's self-offering and letting go of the attachments to everything. Then when Yogananda's father denounced him, Yogananda wanted to go to the Himalayas, and he would do different things, and the father would denounce him, and he said, I've got a place for you in the railroad. We got a good job. We got a good job for you at the Bengal Nagpur Railroad. You like your brother Ananta. It's all set for you, Mukunda. And he had to renounce it all, because he had a journey that was calling him for a higher service. When Dayamata, Dayamata, her mother was ill, and she was in Salt Lake City, Utah, and she was young at the ashram there, and she told Yogananda, I got to go back and take care of my mother. He said, leave then. You don't believe in God enough that God will take care of your mother? And she said, "Oh, no, Master, I really believe that God will take care of my mother. I don't have to be there." But it was drastic. He had to lay into her. And she stayed in the ashram. But, eventually the mother came to live at Mount Washington. So God worked it out. But the tests are there. It's when Swamiji came to the path, he said it was like a hand grenade thrown into a breakfast room table. All of his family were in an uproar when he joined the ashram in Los Angeles at Mount Washington. And when they came out to visit, the parents came to visit him. He asked Master, "Can you pray for my family, for my parents?" And as they were leaving, Master grabbed the mother's hands and said, "Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Friend, Beloved God, great gurus of self-realization." He went through the entire prayer. He went through the entire prayer that we do every Sunday and we should do every day. He went through that entire prayer. May she come on this path of self-realization and find her liberation in this lifetime. Well, she eventually came on the path. Swamiji taught her meditation. I don't think he taught her Kriya Yoga, but he taught her Hong Sa, and she practiced faithfully and regularly the baby Kriya Yoga. And in this letter that I read, we should realize that God is the doer. And it's not, it's once we attain that clear faith, that like a rock, like St. Peter, on this rock I shall build my church. The Church of Cosmic Consciousness is our birthright. And suffering, as outward pain, and suffering is a part of that release of our past bad karma. And the practice of Kriya Yoga by deeper, longer, thirsty, guru-given meditation. But it's seeing everything as a manifestation of the one, not being attached to anything or anyone. And it's very personal, your journey. Only a true guru, God will guide you if you are open to that guidance. It could be hard. It might be guidance that you don't want. But the journey is very personal, and no one can tell you. If Master was in the body, pray to Master. He's not in the body. Pray to Master. Pray to Christ. Pray to the Divine Mother of the universe. Guide me. Guide me. That was my mantra. If you are real, guide me. And we're at certain phases of our lives. I was, Swami Kriyananda was very close with my father, my earthly father. Although they only met one time, my dad would often ask, "Now, how's Whiskers doing?" And so when Swamiji asked me to move back to Los Angeles to help with the work in Los Angeles, I said, "Well, can I help my dad? My mom had just died." And he says, "Oh yeah, you help your dad, and I'll be helping him too." And my earthly father and my spiritual father passed away on the exact same day, April 21st, 2023, 2013, April 21st, 2013, Swami passed away in Assisi, and Assisi's sister city is Los Angeles. My earthly father passed away in Los Angeles at the exact same moment of time. And I really feel that my Swamiji was looking out for my dad and really helped him on his spiritual journey. So it's these are the mysteries, and surrender is really all of us have different tests, and I understand your test, but you have to keep remaking yourself. We have to keep remaking ourselves. As St. Paul said, I rejoice in the Christ, I die daily. Dying, letting the ego go, letting self-identification go, to see our unity in the one.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Chandra.
Yeah,
We'll
I'd also
close
like
with-
to share that to not be discouraged and keep trying. Master tells a story about a man who was very devout, but he was very poor and sickly, and the more he tried, in being devout, the more ill and sickly he kept getting. It just was spiraling downward. And his roommate was not a good man, was not devout, did not, and he just kept getting wealthier and stronger and healthier, and eventually the man got very discouraged, and he was ready to lay his body down, and an archangel came to him and explained, don't you see what's happening? That this is something, you've burned a lot of karma in this lifetime from your prior lifetimes. You've burned off a lot of karma. This other man, he did a lot of good things in a prior lifetime, but he's created a lot of negative karma now in this lifetime, and you're almost there. The tables are turning. Don't give up now.
Please, but I've seen every lifetime I've ever lived. I've done great, vast meditation. I know who and what, and my presence. I'm having difficulty with the physical body and boundaries. So, and you said something there, sir, about taking on people, taking on the world. Karma
of others, yeah.
Because I know that which I am, or through the great meditations I have done, and I've been in the jungle. I've lived in the jungle, so I know exactly what you're saying. But you just said something about picking up the worldly karma or helping. Because when I used to teach, I remember that I would take on my students' illness.
Yeah. So give it all to God.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Regina. Thank you, Chandra and Ram. Just a beautiful satsang here, and we so appreciate you. And we will see you at the end of July and in August, and we'll talk all about that soon.
I just want to conclude with one last thought. The Bodhisattva vow, the vow of the Bodhisattva, and we're all moving in that direction of being perfected beings in the light. I do these practices not for my own self, but my own liberation, but for the liberation of all sentient beings. And so that taking on of karma is a part of that process, and I think that's what's going on. Just keep offering, even in the midst of physical suffering. God bless you all. We are here, we've come into this time for a reason, and this is we see Master's prediction coming through this, what looks like we're on the verge or in the midst of a third world war. And as Master said, remain unshaken in the midst of a crash of breaking worlds. And if this world falls apart, if we can maintain our dedication to our Kriya practice and feel the bliss of God, that Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, as Swami Sri Yukteswarji, as Chandra said in the Holy Science, this is our journey, to live in bliss. Get in touch with that Kustasta Chaitanya, the Christ consciousness, the Krishna consciousness. That inner bliss will lift us up beyond all outward circumstances. No matter what comes, let it come. Remain unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds. May we rise into that bliss. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us, and we hope to see you. We'll see you all at the end of July.